Good morning. It is Sunday, July 21st. Day 20. Yep, day 20, I guess, on the trail. And it is 6:17 a.m. Stayed in the stealth site last night, and it takes a little longer to get tent packed up and whatnot. I was going to cowboy camp, but decided to set my tent up anyhow. And cowboy camping is, if you don't know, when you sleep out just under the stars, don't use a tent or a shelter. I'll admit I prefer staying in the established campsites in the shelters because it's a lot quicker getting out in the morning, not having to pack up your tent and whatnot. But here we go, 23 miles to go. View of some wind towers this morning from Porcupine Lookout. Glad I did not push here last night. It would have been way too far, even though didn't take me terribly long, but would have been in the dark last night. Little stretch of punch in here, which makes for some nice easy walking. Making my way down to Route 9. There's some views ahead, I think, if I remember, and not looking forward to the climb stairs out of Route 9, but it is what it is. Gotta hike what's in front of me. Other than the power lines, nice view to the east. Beautiful morning. And now view to the west, town of Bennington. Shout out to my scouting friends down there, like Andrews, Simon Drew, Dave Nickel, among many others. Just went past Melville Nauheim Shelter. Didn't have any reason to go in there. 1.4 miles down to Route 9. I'll take a break down there and rest up a little bit before the big climb out of Route 9. It's a fairly significant climb down this side too. And I'm coming to Split Rock, which you'll see in just a second. That's why it's called Split Rock. Just about down to Route 9. Pretty neat. I've just got to Route 9. I have officially completed Division 2 of the Long Trail. On to Division 1, 17.6 more miles to go today. These are the infamous stairs coming, if you're southbound, up out of Route 9. I'm about to find out if I like them better up or down. I'm over 15 minutes into my climb up the stairs, and they just keep going. And they keep going. Just took me 34 minutes to go 0.6 of a mile. That was not fun. I think I'll take going down on that one. No bow for the win there. Well, at least after the suck fest, I've been rewarded with nice cruisy trails for a little bit. So, take advantage of it while I can. Beautiful stretch of trail right now. View of Mount Anthony and Bennington. Can make out the Bennington Battle Monument from the top of Harmon Hill. Just got some water at Congdon Shelter and had a snack. And 13.8 miles left to get picked up. It is just after 12 12:15 almost. So probably gonna be a late one, unfortunately. But I had an idea it might be. Made it to the summit of Consultation Peak, 2810. There's a nice little stealth site over there if somebody wanted to pitch a tent. And that climb southbound was not fun. I'm just a little tired from pushing big miles 2 days in a row. But tomorrow I will take most of the day off. That is a great example of a brush in, because 2021 it wasn't like that, and the young man that was hiking with us kept going down that way. Almost kept going down that way, and I saw the white blaze over there. We got up partway up the hill and realized he wasn't there. So I came running down that road quite a ways before we caught him, and I wrangled 3 more hikers on our way back. So now it is well brushed in, so hopefully nobody would take that wrong turn now. Just stopped for my lunch break at the new South Warner shelter. 10.5 miles to go, unbeat. Had a good lunch break at the new Sunrise shelter. Read some clues from the guidebook, which hasn't been updated yet for the new location of the shelter, but I'm not nearly as far as I thought I was, because I thought I still had like 10.8 miles, and at most I have like 8.6, which I know it's only 1.8 difference, but it's a big difference when it's at the end of your day. So that's encouraging. It's good to have more than one reference. Another view thanks to some power lines. That's the view to the east, and the previous shot was view to the west. I am 3.1 miles to the state line, which gives me 6.9 miles left to the parking lot where Tupt and Zack Attack are picking me up. We're gonna have some pizza and soda and go home, at least for the night. And I'll most likely flip up to Johnson and just do a Nero into the first Bear Hollow shelter. It doesn't take very long to get up there, so get a few miles in tomorrow, but not nearly as many as I had the last 2 days. Mostly resting. Going down to the site of the old South Warner shelter, because no, it's no longer a campsite. I know there's water, so, and I need water, so I am taking this side trail. Getting me some H2O. Well, I'll admit that was a fairly long side quest to get water, but from what I had heard, there really wasn't any other spots. And 6.6 miles to go with no water is way too far to go. So today's trail term is cameling up. So when I was there, I drank the tiny little bit of water that I did have left. I filtered a liter and I drank about another half a liter. So it's not that you can really pre-hydrate much, but by drinking some while you're right there at the source means you don't have to carry as much. So 1 liter will definitely get me 6.6 miles for sure. And that's where the shelter used to be. Fire pit, some tent sites, more tent sites out that way, a few down the road.
Heard it's kind of become a party spot. I don't know, I didn't see any empty beer cans or anything, but definitely some tent sites right over there. But it is very close to country road. It's only 0.3 of a mile and it's been improved. So I saw a little Honda Fit parked in there, so you don't need a big 4-wheel drive truck to get there. So there's definitely good reasons to have moved the shelter. Finally back on trail. That was probably an extra 20 minutes to go down and get water, but when you need it, you need it. But 6.6 miles. Should be down to the road at parking lot by, say, 8 o'clock, hopefully. Maybe a little earlier. Guidebook says 3.5 hours. Should put me there at 8:22, but I'm usually fairly ahead of the time in the guidebook, even when I'm tired and moving slower. Quite the boulders they have in this little section of trail. It's the second interesting one I've been by just a few minutes. That is definitely not a blowdown that I can find my way through. So I'm gonna have to take the social trail around it. So this is a bittersweet moment because I'm supposed to be here 9 days from today with Tupt as we completed our Southbound Thru hike. But today, it is just me. And I've got 85 miles left to do. At least. So now I am just on the Appalachian Trail. The Long Trail is complete. Hiking the AT down to the parking lot. It's 3.8 miles. Already done, well, 19.7 of trail miles, but really it was a good 0.6 of a mile down to hit the water. So, but not counting that, 19.7, so I'll have 23.5 miles today after 24.1 yesterday. I'm pooped. The best part about that sign, I don't have to survey it because I'm in Massachusetts. Woohoo! Little break from inventorying signs. What a gorgeous view coming down the AT approach. I don't think I noticed this when we were going northbound because we were just looking at trying to get up the hill. Well, there, I'll sit down. But beautiful, beautiful view. Feels like there's something in my foot though. It's been bothering me for all of today and part of yesterday. I thought it was a hot spot, put some tape on it. It doesn't seem to be taking care of it. I checked my shoe to see if there was something in that, so I'll have to figure that out, or getting back on the trail is going to be pretty painful. So towards the end of a 20+ mile day, choosing the rock scramble was probably the wrong choice. Maybe I should have gone down Pine Cobble. I know from here it gets easier on the way down though. So the Appalachian Trail is kind of a road walk. This is a footbridge that goes back to Route 2, where Tupt and Zach Pack are waiting for me. I am getting close to being there. Here's the footbridge. Over the river. Pretty close to being done. Hang a left up here and go to the parking lot. This is the end of day recap for day 19, Sunday, July 21st. Hiked 23.5 miles. Was Very happy to have Tupt and Zacatec waiting for me at the parking lot. They got me pizza and Dr. Pepper, and a nice thing to have after a long hike. Foot pain was some big blisters on the ball of my foot. I thought it was just hot spots. I'd put tape on it. It's kind of hard to see the bottom of your own foot, unfortunately. So we've drained those blisters. Plan on getting back out on trail later today, because this is being recorded on Monday, because it was pretty late when we got back. And gonna do just a short hike in to Bear Hollow Shelter tonight, and hopefully get there before dark. And then we'll bring you more views as we continue down the trail.